Nice to have Sammy back for the gambling group chat there for the NFL side. But I thought he was going to give us an FCS player for the NFL. I don't know what that is, but I thought he was going to throw it in there for us in the National Football League. But we covered a lot there. Now it's time to cover my fade of the week, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, followed by Bear's best bets. So, Bear, I'm going to fade the idea that Travis Kelce is washed right now, or he's iced out, or there's some sort of Taylor Swift drama happening behind the scenes with Patrick and Travis Kelce and the wives and whatnot. I'm going to fade all this. So here's why. Look, we mentioned it in the gambling group chat. I think the Chiefs are sort of saving Travis Kelce, figuring out ways to get other offense without him. But we saw the beginning of the second half of that game, Travis Kelce, boom, boom, right away. They're going to find a way to shut this down quickly and get him the ball early in this game, get him the ball off in this game. And Derwin James is not playing. So they're without their safety who covers Travis Kelce. So give me Travis Kelce over 44.5 receiving yards, Bear. I'm not sure it's a 100-yard game, but it's not going to be a 12-yard game. I looked at his over receptions as well, which I'll post at some point, I would imagine, as we record this on a Wednesday. On Thursday, I think it's a bigger game for Travis Kelce because the Chiefs will try to sort of end this narrative that he's being iced out, or even one guy accused him of being out of shape and focusing too much on things outside of football. Bear, the Chiefs are very good about making sure that certain guys get the ball. There's been times where they started with Xavier Worthy getting the ball a bunch of times, Rashee Rice getting the ball a bunch of times. This is a Travis Kelce game. He plays well against the Chargers, Bear. So I think Travis Kelce has a good game this weekend. I go over 44.5 receiving yards.
In a 1917 Chiefs win. Yes. I love the fact that we know what's coming here.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's zero chance. Yeah. I'm going to wait for this to see if this number gets to 9 and 9.5, maybe, hopefully.
And I'm terrified about the Chargers. I'm so terrified about the Chargers. I right now, as we talk, the injury report's starting to come out on Wednesday. Herbert, MRI, supposedly progressing. I don't know what that means. We know Joe Alt's not going to play. Slater has a pec. I mean, if they're down both their tackles and Justin Herbert, the Chiefs should win this game by 10. Of
course.
But they probably
it's the
won't.
NFL. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It'll be the Malik Willis offense that the Packers installed a couple weeks ago when they blew out the Colts.
Yep, exactly.
But now the Chargers are not my best bet, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. My best bet honor goes to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to lay the 3.5 against the Commanders. Short week, West Coast travel, consecutive road games for the Commanders. I know Jaden Daniels was great. They haven't punted in a couple of weeks, but I think Arizona, off of a subpar offensive showing against Detroit on Sunday, I think they come back with a solid effort. They always seem to play very hard for Jonathan Gannon. I think they will. And we're going to pump the brakes on the Commanders making the playoffs just right now.
Agreed.
Just you slow the roll. Jaden Daniels has been great. He is the front runner for Rookie of the Year, as he should be. But I think this is an Arizona team against a Washington defense that I still think has a ton of holes, and we saw them kind of give up some big plays to Jamar Chase and such. I think there's no reason why Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray can't do the same. I laid the 3.5 with Arizona.
I like this kind of fading the Commanders off that win. I had the Lions this past weekend only because someone else, Marge, had the Cardinals. So I didn't want to bet the Lions, but I did.
Marge,
and Marge ended up making me some money there. But so I watched one of the game. I thought you're right. Both offenses didn't play well. I was surprised, Bear. I thought that was an over game for certain, and it went under. So I think Arizona plays better this weekend, and I think it's always good to sort of fade the young hotshot quarterback off his best game of his career in 3 games. So I'm with you here on this one. My best bet, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, Raiders first half money line hosting the Browns. I told you, Bear, I get to this game at some point in this show.
Promised.
So I'm doing a couple things here. One is I'm sort of looking at the Browns right now with an offensive line that's beat to shit. It's beat up and it's not good. Okay. Now Crosby will probably play with a bum ankle, but I like the Raiders defensive line. It's not bad. And then we know Watson's terrible, so I don't trust him to play well on the road. He just is what he is at this point. Myles Garrett missed practice with like 3 injuries. So who knows if he plays in this game, how good he's going to be. But I'll tell you this, more importantly, Antonio Pierce called out his team. All right, Bear? And there were certainly players on film that did not give the effort required. When your coach calls you out like that, you better play better the next week. You better have some pride in your place. I'm wagering on the pride of the Vegas Raiders locker room And I know you're laughing. I know it's bad. But
I
right
am.
now, my best bet is 0 for 3 this year. So I'm doing something different. Trying something else, Bear, okay? I think that there's probably that locker room, Bear, to play better this week against a Browns team. So I'm going first half because I don't know if it'll be necessarily all game. We did see, though, last week, Dan Campbell sort of called out his team saying it's my fault for all the problems. They played better, right, last weekend. Like, there's a precedent for this. But the video shows players were making business decisions, Bear.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, you hear Antonio Pierce say this. Like, you watch the film. Like, is it apparent? Like what he's referring to?
Yeah, there were a couple players. But look, it's not the superstars. Okay, it's not the guys. And I think sometimes too, when those players get called out and removed, and we don't know who's sitting or not yet, it does sort of fire the team back up. So I think early on, we're going to see a prideful group of Raiders in this game. Plus, the Browns are not good, Bear.
No.
They're really bad right now. So Raiders first half. Try to do something different, man. 0 for 3 on this year on my best bet. Raiders first half.
And you saw that after the embarrassing loss to the Chargers with the bonehead decisions by Pierce early in then that opener, and then they went on the road second game, and they played a hell of a lot better, and they beat the Ravens. So good.
Which one?
Usually think the psychology, like an emotion, has so much to do in the college game, but there is certainly a lot of professionalism that comes into the whole psychology and desire and emotion to play better than what you were your previous week. So, Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.